Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and today I'll be answering this question of does journaling help with managing excessive or maladaptive daydreaming? Yeah, this is a question most people ask like, can I journal my imaginary world experiences? Can I journal what's happening in my imaginary world? Or can I journal after getting out of the daydream? Yes, it helps, but just as for every coping mechanism, it doesn't really sometimes work for everyone, and at times it doesn't really get to the root cause fully, but it helps to some. Like I talked about meditation in the past, it may help you and it may also not help you. So all these coping mechanisms is all about trying and seeing if it works for you. But the whole aspect is try it out. So journaling may work and may not work. But and if it doesn't work, don't beat yourself up and say that, oh, Edwin said that this is supposed to work now. Just try it out and then experiment for yourself. If it's working for you, use it. If it's not, look for something else. So yes, journaling may help in some few instances. The first instance is with journaling. Actually, there is increased awareness. When you journal your experiences, you get to understand the times you daydream, the triggers of your daydreaming, what happens in your daydreaming, the emotions you are feeling in your daydreaming. So when you do this more often, you get to know like the emotions you normally experience in your daydreaming. For example, or also the triggers. For example, if you journal, let's say if you journal and then you realize that there's a pattern in your daydreaming, like you daydream before you sleep, at least with that awareness, you can now start developing measures to lessen your daydreaming because you now know where the pattern is. So it helps you just to really know where the patterns are and where you can at least on what you can do to lessen um, the time you spend in your daydreaming. The other thing which is a very important one is actually emotional release. So actually, it's something about journaling is it's about pouring your emotions into a piece of paper or even or just a journal, even if it's an electronic one. Because instead of keeping them in your head and letting them take you on a spin, because thoughts take you on a spin. Like one thought bears another thought. But instead of letting it take you on a spin, just decide to put them on a piece of paper. When you put things on a piece of paper, at least the thinking mind will not be spiraling out of control. You'll just be more present and really feeling as you write. And because the more you write, it's like you are affirming to yourself that this is actually a feeling I'm having. And the more you do that, the more you release those negative emotions slowly by slowly. So, and the more you release those negative emotions, of course, it will lessen the stress and the anxiety you are feeling. So, it can really help with releasing those emotions. The other aspect is tracking progress. So, when you journal about your daydreaming, of course, you'll be understanding the intensity of your daydreaming and understanding the time you are taking for your daydreaming and just understanding the whole aspect of your daydreaming. So, the more you journal, the more you also start to find patterns. You start to realize that maybe your daydreaming is getting worse or maybe it's getting better. And because you are writing about it, you'll have a clear way to determine if it's getting better or if it's getting worse. If it's getting worse, you'll also understand there's something that is happening which is making it worse from the same journal. If it's getting better, you'll understand that there's something which is making it better and you just have to continue with that thing. So it really helps you to really know your progress. Like, are you really becoming more addicted to it or the addiction is lessening? That helps you as well. The last thing is accountability and responsibility. So when you journal about your daydreams, it's like you're taking control back. It's like you're taking full responsibility of what's happening in your daydreaming. Instead of letting the daydream take you on a spin or letting those thoughts take you on a spin, you are like, no, come here, I'm writing it down. Because the more you write it down, the more you see, the more you actually see where you are. And that's actually one of those first steps when it comes to working on yourself. Like, just instead of letting things control you, you are now taking control back to yourself. And one control is just journaling or just even doing any form of coping practice. When you do any form of coping strategy, even meditation, or as I'm talking about journaling, it's like you're telling yourself, hey, I want to start overcoming this. I'm taking full responsibility of my emotions and my life. I don't want my life to take, I don't want my life to manage me. I don't want my daydreaming to manage me. And slowly by slowly, you start taking back your life from your imaginary world. So journaling does help, and you can find in journaling actually there is no right or wrong way. You can just write about your daydream or write about how you are feeling after the daydream, how you were feeling before the daydream, how was your day. Just write something. There is no right or wrong when it comes to journaling, because it's just about writing. But if you really struggle with writing, you can find prompts online. Prompts like, for example, what was my daydream about? What can I learn from my daydreaming? How am I feeling now? Just prompts to get you started. Because the more you start, the more you keep getting better and better. And as I said, like with all coping mechanisms, sometimes it may work, sometimes it may not work. It's all about you seeing for yourself. It's all about you being easy on yourself and being honest in yourself. And just know that with things like coping, it's never about perfection. Like you have to journal today and then all the stress is over. No, it's all about progress and not perfection. So if you're trying journaling, give it a, if you're going to try journaling, just give it a try and then share with me how your experience is. And if you have any questions with regards to daydreaming, or if you want me to share some other tips, just send me a message, send me an email, and I'll be glad to be of help. Until next time, guys, have a wonderful day.